Alright everyone, welcome back to the Crazy Crafter live stream. My name is Collin Bresci. I am the Crazy Crafter, and we are here streaming once again, working on my vertical terrain that I'm trying to get ready for this Friday. So that's where we are. I've got 3 more large pieces of vertical terrain, parts of this mine shaft as we're descending down into the ice caverns up in Ice Reach in our world, where a world-ending Tarrasque is being buried, or has been buried, and is trying to be excavated from a mysterious group and a well-established ice mining company, the Daleth Mining Company. So lots to be done before this Friday. Very much looking forward to this session. It'll only be our second session back in person, and I'm really excited to share this terrain with the party this weekend, and I'm also excited to see how Richard tries to kill us with it. So I have measured. You do not want to take a fall from the top of the terrain. It's over 3 feet tall, so that's going to be pretty wild. But it's going to be a lot of fun. First time building vertical terrain, first time playing on vertical terrain, so I'll try to capture some footage. I'm going to charge the GoPro and ask the other gents of the group to maybe capture some stuff on their phones and send me some footage, and maybe I'll at least put something together so I can share it with all of you on the live stream here. Who knows, maybe I make a little short video on what it's like to play on vertical terrain. We'll see what happens. But thank you all of you out there for joining the Crazy Crafter live stream. Welcome, Foam family. It's always lovely to see you, to hang out with you, to craft with you. Let's see who's out there in the chat to start off. Let's start there. We've got Tina Martins is in the house. Jack Grimble is in the house. Let's see. Zane from Zane Morgan Crafts. Carl from Carl Makes Stuff. Michael Patterson from Nat One Videos. Tabletop Ready Minis is out there as well. Elston from Elston Nation. Hello, good evening to you, sir. We've got quite a few folks starting to come on in. Awesome. Welcome to the stream, everyone. So happy to have you here. If you are new to the Crazy Crafter and you have not subscribed to the channel, do so. Subscribe, turn on the bell notification so you can be notified whenever we go live. I try to do this at least 3 times a week. 2 times solo, flying solo. And 1 other on the weekend with a good group of, fellow crafters from the Foam family. And we have weekend tutorials every Saturday, where we invite folks from the tabletop crafting community. They come on, hang out, craft, share their stuff. So that's where we are. That's what we're doing. What are you guys working on out there today? Ping me a message on Facebook is the easiest way of chatting to me. Why would someone want to uncover that? Crazy Crafter. That you're talking about the Tarrasque, Zane. So the Tarrasque, we are not trying to uncover it. It is the Daleth Mining Company. That's a good question. Why on earth do they want to uncover this Tarrasque? We're slowly learning that there are a series of gods, some good, some bad, in our world of Yindir, and that these gods are trying to be uncovered. Why? To what end is this organization and this group doing this? We don't know. We don't know what the motivation behind it is yet. We just know that it's slowly but surely trying to. We have to make sure and ensure that these don't get uncovered. Especially this giant. This Tarrasque is something that has been a part of our campaign for quite a while. It's actually something we uncovered. There's a really cool reveal in person. It's one of our last in-person sessions, and it was like such a cool reveal. And we have come back. The adventures that took place during quarantine have led us to the discovery of the other monsters and these gods throughout the world. So we've made the decision. We're like, oh man, they've definitely expedited the activity in this part of the region. So here we are. We're back to try to prevent it from being covered. We definitely don't want it uncovered. Hell no. Elston Nation says he's good, just prepping some goblins. That's cool. You'll have to kick someone off the ledge. Jack, I am gonna try, but I know Richard's probably gonna try to kick me off the ledge too with something. That's okay. I have a plan for me anyway. Slow and steady is gonna win this race. I am also a one-legged dwarf. I have a peg leg and all that good stuff. However, I did just take mobile, so it doesn't take extra movement whenever I'm trying to climb, which is good. But I'm going to have to go slow and steady. If I rush through this, it's going to be bad. So, yeah, it's going to be fun. Fun fact, after 2 episodes, you receive an addiction-free. What's that from? What's that in reference to? I miss what that's from. At Elston, okay, brilliant. Thank you. Tabletop Running Minis is connecting with Elston. Oh, yes, that's a good connection. You know, one should always connect with Elston. Ever watch Godzilla? I have watched Godzilla. I have seen Godzilla. It's definitely going to be hopefully not Godzilla on Friday. That'll be wild. Okay, let's dive on in over to what I'm working with today. So a couple things. Oh, number one. So several of you were like, I mentioned during the chat on the beginning of the show, I made myself bleed. I poked myself. So my wire on my hot wire knife broke, and I had to order some new wire, so I replaced the wire. How did I poke myself? Well, when it first arrived and I opened up the little spool, by the way, if you're ever in the need of replacing wire for your little hot wire knife attachment, the 28 gauge nichrochrome 80 wire, you can get this stuff on Amazon. This is what was recommended to me, and I tested it out after I poked myself with the little metal part here when I was trying to untwist it and do it. That's how I did it. Within the very first thing of hobbying I did today, within 2 seconds, I made myself bleed. So hopefully if that's the worst of it today, then that's fine. Just a little poke on the thumb. The tetanus shot is up to date, so all is well. Anyway, this is what I did. That was my silly injury of the day so far. So I replaced that, but I've also yesterday, good lord, look at all of this delicious stained crafting sticks that I put together. All these coffee stir sticks that I put together yesterday. I like the color. You can see there's kind of there's definitely a difference, right? I mean, I didn't stain the first one, so I might go back and I might stain the wood that I put on the first piece just so it matches and it has the same aesthetic. But you can definitely see you get a deeper wood, and I think that's going to look really good up against, right? This is kind of the paint scheme and where it's going to go and how it's going to look against the other terrain. I think that's going to be a nice color contrast, and I think it's going to look pretty bitchin'. So that's what we're going to work on. We're going to work on building some scaffolding. We're going to work on incorporating. That's what else I forgot. Oh my gosh. I didn't forget them. They're sitting over there on the table, but I have to go get them real quick. Forgive me. These awesome resin prints that Zane Morgan designed in Blender and that I got through his Etsy store, they're sitting over here. I got to go get them. Don't go anywhere. Don't go anywhere. BRB. I'll pump up the music for you while you wait. So these resin bits, if you can hear me, you should be able to still hear me. These resin bits were printed up, and I spray painted and got them, most of them, ready for today. There was one less. There's a couple that I need to flip over, and they're not quite ready. They're still drawing, but that's okay. I did get the majority of all the bits that I printed up. Right there. Check these out. Let's check these out. Turn the music back down. Probably made it harder. As I'm trying to talk to you from afar, I turned the music down up and made it harder for you to hear. But check let's check out these resin bits. So this is the sewer great bits that you can get from Zane's Etsy store, and they're $5, and you get like 20 pieces, and you get a variety of pipes, yeah. With grates, you get little connection pieces, yeah. These square grates are really cool. Yeah, and the idea behind all these is going to be when we position all this stuff together and we start incorporating it into the actual foam pieces here, right? We're going to be able to take grates and we're going to be able to add them, right? So they're going to be able to pop onto the terrain. Yeah, be here. Might be able to, actually easier to do this. Let's do this. Yeah. I'm going to be able to add stuff to the terrain. Yeah, little bits and bobs that are going to start enhancing the build, making the build that much more believable. I think this little grate here would be kind of cool to try to incorporate it here on the plate. I think it might be kind of cool. We'll see. There's tons of different options. You got this neat elbow joint here that you can attach to a different parts. Like I know that there's gonna be so many cool elements that come as a result of these little resin bits. It's just gonna be another way to add some really cool detail to the build. So thank you, Zane. Looking forward to incorporating these, and that's what I'm gonna be doing with y'all here. Let's see. Crafts, yes. Jack Grumbles, Ben Stiller. Ben Stiller, you guys are talking about. Are you talking about Jack's one shot? Ever watch Godzilla? We got a bleeder. What movie is that from? We got a bleeder. Oh, that's definitely There's Something About Mary. I know that movie. Something About Mary for sure. Okay, you guys are already off in the chat. I was thinking shipping at Tina Martin's would be cheaper for you to buy a 3D printer. Yep, it would be cheaper, Tina. Do it. Do it! Okay. I also have a ton of these sticks left that my son was crafting and helped me cut up the other day, so I might, hold on, let me move this forward a little bit. I might utilize this in the build too. These are great planks. I may stain these too. I have the wood stain here still, so we'll see. Yeah, if you guys are gonna go with the movie quote game, that's a good one. Maybe that's a fun thing to do in the chat today. You guys can throw up movie quotes and try to stump me. FYI, I used to work at Hollywood Video. And I worked there for quite a number of years. Movies, I've seen quite a few movies, and I'm really good with just lines, remembering lines where they come from. So if you think you got a line from a movie that you can stump me with, put it in the chat. I bet you can't stump me. That's the Crazy Crafter challenge of the day. All right, I'm gonna start crafting here. You guys think of some stuff to stump me with. Jack is building. For those of you that don't know, Jack put in the chat earlier. He lost a bet on who would win Fantasy Fight Club, which is a great little show over on Richard Quiner's channel, the RPG Daily. That he's put together one, and I think he's got more in the future that he's planning on putting together, which will be super fun. But as a result, Jack is building a one-shot. So Jack's saying, no, my one-shot is a tad different from a Ben Stiller movie. Oh, okay. I mean, it could be similar to a Ben Stiller movie. It's a homebrew I made for some friends of mine who wanted a bit of horror to feel to it. Oh, that's cool. I'm not good with horror, so I figured it would be a good practice. Oh, it's cool, man. If you have any questions or you want to bounce some ideas off the group here in the chat, feel free. It's a good place to do it. You know, we're happy to help you out. But I think it sounds super fun. Sounds like it's gonna be a really cool project to put together. Okay. First things first. I want to get a little bit of wash on these here. Let's do that. Let's get a little bit of wash on these bad boys. And then when I say these, I'm talking and referring to the resin bits here, so I can let these dry. So I've got some Agrax. I've got all sorts of stuff here that I think would work great. Let's pull out the little palette here, and we'll get going. You want a raffle at work? What does that mean? What does that mean, Zane? Are you giving us all free stuff from Amazon? Is that what's happening? I'm excited. I was looking. Oh, I did some measuring in here today, y'all. Speaking of Amazon, I'm gonna be pulling the trigger on some stuff to change the studio in here. Yes, small baby steps, small baby steps. Really excited to make some improvements in here. You'll see what those are. I'm gonna wait and let you wait with bated breath to see what it is. Some of you I think I've talked about it. I think I've mentioned it before. Let's see. I'm just getting some prize. I don't know what it is. Oh, well, that's all right. Prizes are good. Nothing wrong with prizes. Prizes are good. I really should put a glove on for this, so I'm not getting my hands all super crazy, dirty, but whatever. It's hobbying. I'm okay with a little paint on my hands. So these resin bits are going to be super cool. I've got to get. I mean, I'm after the stream today. I think I'm going to continue working. I think I'm gonna stop the stream and kind of just keep going. I might move outside, because if I move outside, it'll be a little cooler. It's already hot in my garage today. Whew. Living in the LA desert. Also, let me see something here real quick. Let me try. Up a little bit. Maybe split the difference. Maybe too far. I'm just trying to find the right. Ooh. The right shot so I can comfortably lean forward but still have my head in frame here. That's what I'm working on. I want the shot to look good, as it were. Let's see. Any advice would be appreciated. What do any of you like in horror genre work? Speaking of books and comics, because jump scares are hard to pull off in D&D. That's true. I will tell you this. I don't know, like, jump scares are kind of hard to pull off, but reveals, right? Like, reveals of different nature. So, like, a monster reveal and how you do it. I think it's in the description, right? The devil is in the detail, right? If we're going to go with the theme for the stream today. Trying to add all the detail work with these resin bits and pieces here, Jack. That, I think, is a big reason for those moments in D&D where you're connected with everyone. So I think just being specific and getting descriptive over certain whatever elements you want to go about. The setting for horror is huge, right? So instead of saying they enter into a dark instead of they say they enter the secret room, right? You can say you enter the secret room, right? That's another one, being specific with you, not they. Like, you enter the secret room, yeah? You enter the secret room. The smell of death lingers. The wood floor creaks beneath you as you slowly wander into the room and investigate. You see the bone decay with flesh still rotting on top of it, right? So the more detail you can give and describe into everything that's going on around you, that adds to the horror and the fear factor for me as a player. Yeah. So I think that detail would be cool. Dungeon Matron's in the house. Welcome, Dungeon Matron. So that's kind of my thought on that. As far as like jump scares, I don't know. That's a good question. Anyone got any ideas for Jack on jump scares? What do you like to see when you're playing D&D? Or it doesn't have to just be in D&D, but like, what do you like to see in game to help you invest or get scared, as it were? Tina, I did see the link that you sent about the wash. Yeah, the wash is great. I saw that link and I watched it, and I'm gonna have to order it and make some because it looks great. I'm super happy that you sent that. Thank you for sharing that. I'm gonna start doing that. I think it's gonna be 1,000 times cheaper to do that wash. Especially, I like using washes on all my trays. See, here I am with wash for my resin bits, right? Like, I absolutely love washes. They go such a long way, and they add so much to your builds. So she did share it as Luke from Geek Gaming Scenics with Nolan Oil and Agrax Earthshade washes, and I think they look great. So I'm gonna try playing around. I like the idea of being able to just get the pledge and kind of just mix the ink in there and go. But I don't like the as glossy a finish that pledge one does. So I'm gonna try the other one, which is basically, if I'm not mistaken, well, this is a high gloss varnish, so I may end up. I'm using this actually for Richard's Lord of the Rings diorama for his wedding reception, which one day I'll complete, Richard. And I'm gonna start there. I just need some inks. I think I'm just gonna get some inks and some bottled water. It's easy to come. I have bottled water here in the garage, so I can use that, and I'll go from there. So I'm definitely gonna make it. I'll have to do that. Maybe we do that. That might be a fun stream next week. Mixing up my first homemade washes, right? And going from there, applying them to some more terrain bits that I'm making. Fun. What do you guys think? Would you tune into that? You can also just go check out Luke's video. It's really good. It's one of his old. It's an older one, but it's great. Yeah, these grates are cool. Digging these grates. Did I get everything? Nope, I haven't gotten this one yet. This is gonna look great, even just with the, like, so I just threw some rattle can on here to paint these. It's a paint and primer that was kind of like a rusted paint and primer that I have, and I think that it's already adding more layers and depth to the pieces, so that's gonna look great. That's gonna look absolutely killer. Oh, let's grab paper towel. I'll wipe my hands. Let's see. Ambience, absolutely. I always like to set up ambience and detail to all 5 senses. I think I got that right. Yeah, that's great. They're part of the sewer grate set. Oh yeah, Dungeon Matron. Dials and gauges, valves. Oh yeah, there's pipes, connecting pieces, elbow joints. There's lots of stuff. I have some doors. So here's the cool thing about these bits and bobs. So with the bits and bobs, there's 20 different sets, right? But you could easily connect things together and then make them something that they're not supposed to be. Like the doors that Zane designed, he's got some lengthway, like iron grate doors that would look great on any piece, right? But I was looking at them and I was like, oh, well, if I just turn them horizontal, they're actual metal grates that I can use for climbing or as a walkway, and I'm totally going to add metal walkways to my vertical terrain because I've got that. So there's lots of different ways you can incorporate these resin prints. That's what makes them so versatile and so cool. It'll be fun. For me, it's a, let's see, ambience part of the matte medium. It was, yeah. I need a matte medium. It's that matte medium, Tina. I don't have it, so I may try and experiment with the gloss just because I have a lot of it. Yeah, I may start with that just because I'm trying to. If I have that product and I can use it for the thing I want to use it for, like I could totally order some matte medium. But I have the high gloss. I can see what it looks like. Be good for really washes on wet terrain, for like a slick rock or ice. I think be kind of fun. Yeah, getting some ideas from Zane out there. That's great. Dungeon Matron, for me, it's mutilation. That makes my tummy churn. Oh yeah, mutilation will do it. Me too, Dungeon Matron. Mutilation does it. Interesting. I'm also curious, guys. I took this away. But what does it look like? I can just take a crafting stick here. I want to see what it looks like if I wash crafting stick. Just like a little bit. It kind of mutes it and makes it dirty. I don't know if I'm going to wash it. I don't like it. I like the vibrancy of the wood from the stain, right? You guys can kind of see one end with the wash here versus the other side. Here, again, here's the wood. Unwashed. Love that stain. It's a light walnut. A light walnut stain. These came out really good. These came out great. I'm doing it. Okay, so I've got my first layer and wash down on these right here. I'm going to set these to the side for a second. I'm trying to think of things that I can slowly do and get about. Well, I've tested it. I kind of tested it. I cut up this little piece. I'll show you guys a little texturing. I just want to use this thing because I've broken it for the last couple days and I haven't had a chance to use it. This is great for texturing foam. Just cut it right on through. Right, to create some stone look. Thicker wire than it was mounted on it before. I like it. It's creating some really good texture. Yeah. Ooh, it gets hot. It cuts through easy like butter, like butter. So these are just going to be side little platforms that I choose to connect, or some like stone pathways that folks can choose to traverse on if they want to or not. Yeah. And then I also like to come back here too on the front. Did this with the other one too. It's kind of jagged where you move it back and forth, right? Adds quite a bit of texture to your piece. Yeah. Just moving it back and forth. John Hosenfeld, friend and member of the foam family here, frequent guest on the Crazy Crafter live stream, who is coming back here soon at some point, guys. Kind of showed me this back and forth texturing trick that he likes to use with the hot knife, and that stuck with me. I really like that. That's where I learned it from. I learned it from John. So it's really cool. Thanks, John. Using all that deliciousness, that knowledge. Remove the excess from the wash, like Jack says, so the wash quickly stays in the recesses but not in your whole wood. Yeah, I could do that. That's not a bad idea. Cross! So angry at YouTube right now. Why are you angry at YouTube? Don't be angry at YouTube. It's YouTube. You can be angry at YouTube. You're here. We're happy to have you here, Cross. Thanks for hanging out. Okay. I don't have to add as much pressure to this wire. This wire is much better than the stock wire it came with. So, unless you know your hot wire knife comes with this 28 gauge Necrochrome wire, I would just go ahead and cut the one off and replace it with this. This stuff is great. It's absolutely phenomenal. I wonder what this works, how it would work. I wonder if it might be too thick, but if it does it work well with the Proxon? That sounds like a Gerard Boom question. I don't know if any of y'all tried it. Tina, have you tried a different gauge wire with your hot wire cutter? Zane, have you tried it? Let me know. This looks great. Cool. Cool. Do this real quick, and I'll pop back to the chat here, check in. Boom. Little piece. Love it. Come here, ball of tinfoil. Come here. Oh, I can do some tinfoil work. Get that on the ground. Oh my goodness. Yeah, that handheld cutter is legit. It definitely makes a big difference. Lil Gwyn is in the house. Welcome, Lil Gwyn. Wondered how that stone effect was made. Oh my god, I love that idea. I love the rocks in the collection of geodes. So, yeah, Dunder Matron, make them. Share it. Campaign terrain, you're saying YouTube didn't show me, so my feed only popped up the notification for Wednesday. I had the reminder set, nothing. Oh man, I'm sorry. That sucks. Well, you're here, Cross. We're glad you made it. You're here. Gwen, anyone else thinking of cheese counter at the supermarket watching this? Dude, now I want cheese. I have some. Fun fact: there's a grocery store chain here in the United States called Trader Joe's. Very great. It's a lovely store. You can pick up everything there, most everything. And one of the things they have is an Italian truffle cheese, and this Italian truffle cheese is the shiznit. It's really good. Yeah. So that's one of my favorite cheeses. There you go. The more you know. What else we got here? Love that handheld cutter. Cheese grommet. Cheese grommet. Yes, cheese grommet. Oh, a Wallace and Gromit. 10 points to Dungeon Matron for a Wallace and Gromit reference. Everyone's down with cheese. What's your favorite cheese? Put it in there. Has anyone thought of a quote? Did I miss a quote? Or any movie quotes? We started off with a quote from Something About Mary. You know those power washing videos? This foam cutting is equally satisfying to wash. I love it. Stefano from Chimera Wargaming has jumped in there. Hello, Stefano. Welcome to the stream. Happy to have you join us. I'm here. You are here. Welcome. Welcome. You're here for the stream. It's my best AOL impression from back in the day. All right, let's texture. Guys, using the tinfoil ball helps make it look like real stone. I think I should make a video and release it and share it with the crafting world. What do you think? Oh my goodness. I am going to try something new this week. And I guess I can tell you all about it because you're here. I'm going to do a little recap. A little crafting recap from the crafting world. Look at different stuff. So all of you folks out there with your YouTube channels, right? Stefano, Chimera Wargaming, Elston Nation, Nat One Videos, Zane Morgan Crafts, Carl Makes Stuff. Like, I'm gonna stuff that catches my fancy and catches and piques my interest. I'm gonna do it. What do you guys think? You excited to see that? Now, I don't think anyone would do this, but don't you all go out there and start doing it before I do. I'm going to try it. I think it'd be fun. And we can talk a little bit about it. It's a great way. One of the things that that inspired the beginning of this channel and the stream was to showcase crafters, not just major YouTubers, right? Not just the Black Magic Crafts or the Benji's Hobbies or the Eric's Hobby Workshop or shit. Now, Nat One Videos with 4,000 subs, onward and upwards, good sir. Happy 4,000 subs. Congratulations, my good friend. Or the Geek Gaming City. It's like all these other YouTubers that are some of the large YouTubers that everyone watches, like the Wilux Armory. All these are great, and I love watching these channels. It's super, super cool. But I also think there's, again, just this, like we've done on this channel, we've had a slew of folks from smaller YouTube channels, but also that don't have any social media platform that just craft. And we've kind of discovered them, and I've really enjoyed showcasing them. So I'm going to do that. That's going to be across the Tabletop Crafters Guild. I'm going to try to pick like maybe 5. I want to start with 5 this week and see how that goes. That's a lot. And if I do, even if I just do 2 minutes of build, that's a 10-minute video. It could quickly, you could spend hours going over all of that, but I don't think anyone wants to watch hours of that, but a quick, cool, like, hey, here's some things that caught my eye this week. Check it out. And stuff that is going to inspire me moving forward and in my craft. That's what I'm going to showcase. What do you guys think? Pfizer blue pill. Yay for vaccination. Woohoo! Yay. Love vaccination. Love healing people. What is it? 99% of the... I don't want to get super down on it, but all I'm going to say is the majority of people that passed away from COVID here in the month of June in the United States were not vaccinated. Roll a perception check, everyone. Do you think we should get vaccinated? I think so. Happy that you're vaccinated. Get that poke. Zane says it's a good idea. Tina says it's a good idea. Well, it's not my idea. It was suggested to me from a dear friend. I think it's a good one. Am I the only Sinofoam dude here? Sinopharm dude? Sinopharm? Is that the vaccine you got? You got Sinopharm? Is that a different... Which one's Sinopharm, Jack? I didn't even hear about that one. Is that one you can get here in the US? That's wild. Sinopharm! I don't care which one you got, as long as you got, like, get poked. Okay. So I've textured that. I guess I could Mod Podge them, huh? A little bit of Mod Podge. A little bit of Mod Podge. Might as well. I'll hold off on the Mod Podge. Let's do this. Let's reassemble my scaffolding. Because my scaffolding fell apart the other day. So the wood glue, right? Sinopharm. Nice. Well, I'm glad I hadn't heard of that one. That's a new one for me. So the wood stain kind of messed up and disintegrated some of the wood glue connections. Not all of it, but some of them. So we're going to do a couple different things to this stuff today. We're going to do Aziz, which is put a bead of that there. Get that back down, and we're going to hold that down there. Get that there. Sorry, that wasn't on camera for you. I'm going to do a couple different things with the trusses and the joints here for the scaffolding. I knew Not One videos before he was cool. He's cool? Hell yeah, he's cool. Not One videos is super cool. Welcome to downtown Coolsville. Population, all of us here hanging out on the Crazy Crafter live stream. Which, by the way, if you're new to the channel and you've never been here before, please, if you're watching this stream after the fact, please leave your name in the comments below. Introduce yourself. Tell me where you're from. You don't have to send me the address, right? What part of the world are you from? But introduce yourselves. Always excited to meet and hang out with you folks from the foam family. So be sure to subscribe, turn on the bell notification, so maybe YouTube will tell you when we go live. But definitely thrilled to have you here for future streams. Easier to do that if you subscribe. Have I watched your latest tutorial? I haven't seen it. What's the latest tutorial on your channel there, Stefano? I have not seen it yet. Are you hoping it makes the weekly breakdown? Perhaps it will. I don't know how you guys get super glue to work on wood. Never sticks for me. I don't use super glue typically. Maybe an accelerant dungeon matron would help. But we'll see. It stuck for this. It was fine. Like this glue, it didn't go, but there were more points of contact, so I think that's why. These were individual and so much smaller, and it was just a single point, and I think it whatever reason why it reacted, it did, and it was harder to put in there. So Which side did I do? Did I do that side? And this side? Sure. Sure I did. Whoa, whoa. Yeah, I gotta secure that, right? Put some glue on that. But that'll look good. Okay. Alright. Oh, I put it on, actually, was it this side? Yeah, I see hot glue remnants on the other side here. Did this work? Yeah, that's the other side. That's the other side. Had it up here a little bit. Okay. I mean, I have the points, I just need to hit the hot glue. That's what I need to do. Hot glue. Hot glue. And let's make it stick. Oh, it's this side. For sure. Boom. Put that down there for a second. Oh, wait. Cool. Got that one there. It's pretty much done. Let's get this one hot glued. Now, Carl's going to be really excited here in a second, because I'm totally going to do this, and this was great minds thinking alike earlier in the week, or last week, I think. Can't remember when we did it, but we're going to doctor this up in just a second. Ouch. Hot glue gun nozzle is hot. So there's that. Hold that in place. So this is my one gripe about this whole thing here, is pretty wobbly, right? So one of the things I thought about doing, so this is I scored the wood with just a wood carving knife. Can you see that grain in there? There it is. And then I stained it. Looks nice. This is some really good way to build some walls. Or if you're doing like interior or exterior, it's kind of fun. But I'm gonna do that on here and see if I can't secure this whole thing to a little bit more stable platform. I know it's not gonna look as slick. So there's a couple different options here. Okay. If I'm going to make the modular scaffolding, I don't know if I want to do this for the modular. So the modular scaffolding in my mind is going to be areas that I can add on to the terrain, the vertical terrain. I can add on for the vertical terrain as like transitional pieces from the base, from one base to the other. So you can travel, once you descend the shaft, you can get over to the other. I don't have to just do that with this scaffolding here. You could do that with cave tiles, you can do it with all sorts of stuff. But I thought it might be kind of cool to build a little bit of modular scaffolding. RP Archive has a really cool video on that. And so does Eric's Hobby Workshop. It's not scaffolding, but it's a tower that he built in kind of his Orky Desert post-apocalyptic breakdown, where he takes like a bunch of stuff, takes like a bunch of random junk, and he turns it into this really cool orcish like encampment. He builds a crane, he does all sorts of stuff, but the tower he builds in that is really cool. So if you guys are ever looking for scaffolding or tower ideas, those are two of my favorites. RP Archives, Modular Scaffolding, and then Eric's Hobby Workshop. That tower was really cool. I was watching that the other day. Anyway, here's another thing I could do. Yes, folks are talking in the chat about not using super glue, using PVA or wood glue. Yeah, PVA or wood glue would work great. One other thing that I can do at the base here I can add the scaffolding to, there's going to be XPS foam, a wooden, like, not wooden, but the foam that's going to be attached to the side. So, like, could even put it sideways up against the tower so it's here. It could even fit up right up against here, right? And all of a sudden you have the base of the tower here where it's coming down. So I kind of like that too. I may end up doing it for these. I want to try something different because this modularity, like these are pretty rickety, and I know I could strengthen it and make it modular and it would be fine, but I think I just like them pairing up onto the actual pieces of vertical terrain here. So that's what I'm gonna do. But before I do that, I'm gonna add a little bit more elements to the scaffolding. My resin bits are almost ready for another piece, or another wash. I'm gonna add some more wash to them here, so I'm gonna do that soon. Okay. A little bit of hot glue and right, that lashing there on that side. You can't see it. There it is. It's done. Cool, huh? Kind of fun. Those are something, and Carl is right. They will strengthen the bit for sure, and it'll definitely help the whole piece. Hot glue. That's true. Yep, I could. I also thought about adding in just some stuff underneath here when we add minis on it too. I probably will add actually a couple under that side too. Okay. Let's go back over here. I guess I could do this. I can cut a couple pieces out. So I can continue. Lashing as needed. Maybe I want to go that way. Sometimes as I go along the way, just a little bead. Bit bigger than a little bead, but get down on there. Ooch! It's hot! What's up, Pirate Queen Pickle? Hello, Wendy. Thanks for popping in and saying hello. I'll be hanging out with you guys afterwards, for sure. I've got more hobbying to do today. So that will be lovely. Tell that lovely gentleman of yours we say hello as well. Actually tell him we say hello. And we hope he's doing well. Ask him if he's ready for me to throw out Cole. I'm gonna be making him do a bunch of voiceovers today on the stream. He better do some vocal warm-ups. I keep thinking, Collin, you could put cross supports. Yep, we've got that. Or string. Hello, pirate. Beautiful work, Collin. Thanks, Stefano. It's coming along. Love this music. I love this music too. I need to create bigger playlists. I keep thinking what tiny 28mm contractors built in the scaffolding for the dungeon and was woodworked by proper carpenter. Did they do tiny little 28mm company? Use of bloke said he was. Oh my god. Your brain, Lil Gwen. Your brain. I love the way it thinks. What are the sticks made of again? The stickies made of? Veneer? What stickies? Are you talking about the craft sticks here? It is a... What are you talking about? Are you asking what they're made? It's just the birchwood coffee sticks. We're all here, not just Her Majesty. Oh, welcome, Pickle. Tiny Pickle is watching too. What's up, Tiny Pickle? Hope you're doing well. Including the Tiny Pickle, he's watching you. Whoa, man, all the pressure's on now. He's here. I have to. I'll just let him know the stream he's gonna want to watch is your stream because I'm gonna make you do all of the voices. So, be forewarned. I contract dungeons through Cobalt Union. Super quick, super cheap, and won't last long enough for my session. Cobalt Union, that's right. Scaffolding, it's the coffee stir sticks with a Varathane premium fast dry wood stain. A light walnut, as it were. Alright. I do need to add... Oh man, I dropped the other sticks. I dropped my stick. Bum, 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 bum. Let's get this in there. Alfie says, you're really crazy. Alfie, we don't call it the Crazy Crafter for nothing. My boy. We don't call it the Crazy Crafter for nothing. And also, your dad has been streaming for longer than I have, so he's a bad influence on me. That's not true. Your dad is a great influence. I have been inspired and definitely pilfered ideas from your father's stream. Your dad has been a huge reason that I've had, I feel, success on my channel because he has been a huge source of inspiration for me. There's your fun fact for the day, Alfie. And if you guys aren't familiar with the Pickle Jar and Josh's weekly streams, he streams sometimes several times a week if he on the weekends as well. I think he alternates it. But certainly the Wednesday evening streams for the folks located in the UK. It's an awesome stream. And he has guests on too. He's had some wonderful guests on, but he does some great hobbying and again features members from all over the crafting community on his Discord there. It's a fantastic community. And a lot of the foam family definitely bleeds over and heads over to the Pickle Jar and is part of the Pickle family too. So if you haven't done so, head on over to Josh's channel and subscribe to the Pickle Jar because not only is he live streaming, but he releases really good content every week too on a weekly basis. Boom. Okay, lashings are looking okay. They don't have to be perfect. I'm like, see, this one's kind of like, one of those I'm like, I don't like it. But that's fine. It's not a big deal because it's a piece of scaffolding and it's going to be all right. We'll say the Kobolds, this is the subcontracted Kobold Union that doesn't know lashings quite as well. back one. Hot glue. And then around it goes. Cool. Cut this excess off. Boop. Bring up this one so I can finish it up here. So, yeah. Let's trim that off just a touch more. Touch more. Go away. Woo! Yeah. Busted. Move that. Anyway, that looks good. I like that. Couple lashings around there. Oh, we'll do more lashings because it looks so gosh darn cool. Dudes, it's gonna take all hands on deck for me to complete this by Friday, but I'm gonna do it. Dungeon Matron, yes. Forget kicking them off. Call them on the scaffolding and cut the ropes. All the weak points are. I could. Pickles are everywhere. That scaffolding is looking great. Thanks, brother. It's coming along. Pickles make everything better. They do. I have a. It was shared to me by a buddy of mine. It's the equivalent of it's like a special sauce, like a Thousand Island dressing sauce, basically. But it's supposed to be emulating Shake Shack's special sauce, but put that on a burger and everything. Oh, it's so good. It is so good. I'll throw it up in the Discord server later. You guys can try it out. It'll make your burger amazing. Amazing. Guess I can just tie this off again. Ain't gonna hurt nothing. Ooh, it's getting warm in here. I need to figure out. I need to go to the store today and get my air conditioner. I hear it. My air conditioner just kicked on in the house. I can hear it out just outside because it's hot. Anyway, I definitely need to get some fans going out here because it's warm. Okay. What is Alfie saying? Collin, go try a special at JoJo's sometime. I have had a special at JoJo's. I grew up in Long Beach, Dungeon Matron. I grew up in the Inland Empire. I'm from Ontario, California. And then my dad lived, when my parents divorced, he lived in Long Beach. So I've been, and I lived in Long Beach for a long time when I started college. I used to work at the aquarium in Long Beach. And JoJo's special is delicious. You're talking about their split, sausage sandwich, right? The split hot dog with the pickle and stuff on it. I see you, Alfie. Do I do much crazy crafting because I'm called the Crazy Crafter? All right, young lad, give me a second here, and I'll show you. I'll live up to my name here. I'll try to anyway. Why am I trying to impress the kiddo on the stream? I'll show you a crazy craft, bud. Right now, I am in 3 weeks' time, which, with work and everything else that have going on, I set a pretty bold task for myself, and that task was to build some vertical terrain for my party members and the folks that I play D&D with. I've got a great group, and we are at a very it's kind of a pivotal point in the campaign where we're descending down into some ice mines where there's a giant monster down there, and our DM who runs the game I didn't have terrain for him, and it was kind of like, it's so funny. A year and a half of quarantine, right? I built all this terrain, everyone, and the one thing Richard asked for, I don't have, and I was like, part of me inside was like, fail! You don't have everything. You're not prepared. So, but then the other part of me was like, well, here's a cool opportunity where I offered to Richard. I was like, do you want me to build the mine shafts? And he was like, yeah, that'd be great. So that's what I decided to do. So with that, let me finish gluing this, and I'll show you. I've got your dad can show you on his Discord. I put up some pictures of the finished work in progress, I believe, of the first one. So I've been building 3 of these giant towers, and that's where I'm at. So let me show you. Let me show you what they look like. This is kind of a work in progress. So I've got 3 of these. These are about 3 feet long. I took old styrofoam from a appliance that was delivered to us. Yeah. And from that, I've taken this whole thing and retextured it, cut it up with the hot wire knife, took a blowtorch to it, dry brushed it, painted it, washed it, and each of them are going to be mounted on circular foam bases for stability. And then we're going back in and we're adding in everything from resin prints to actual wood, right, onto the build, which is gonna look freaking epic. Look at that. Oh, the lashings already make a difference. Yeah, looking cool. So with that all the way up, I've got to build it and add bits and bobs for 3 feet, and I still have 3 more to do here in in 3 days time, essentially. So that's what I'm gonna do. Less than 3 days. A tall order, but a fun order. Does that live up to crazy standards for you? He's gonna be like, no. Alfie says, why do you have so many swords? Oh. Why don't you have this many swords, Alfie? That's my question to you. Why don't you have this many swords? When I'm not on a live stream, how I make a living, or one of the ways I make a living, Alfie, is I am a fight director, and I work out here in Los Angeles, California. So I choreograph any violence for theatrical productions, everything from a slap to a fall to a full-on melee with broadswords from a production of, say, Henry V, right? So I have also a weapons rental business, and I rent out these weapons. So theater companies from around the country. I've rented to folks in New York. I've rented to folks all over the place, but primarily here in LA. That's kind of where I'm based out of. So folks can rent these weapons. It's another way to make income, make a little bit of money. And also, whenever I get hired as a fight director, most of the time, most companies, it's very expensive to have an armory. So most companies tend to rent, and they often rent from the fight director. So, or they need a fight director who can recommend a place to rent. So I have a very, very large, extensive community of colleagues and friends that I work with. The fight community, just like the phone family, is very tight. And those folks often come to me to rent. So it's been this amazing thing that the rental business has been around for quite some time now, and it's taken over a decade to grow and get to where it was, and it was starting to really pick up, and it will again, but live theater is still something that we're slowly transitioning back into. So that's why all the swords. What's your favorite sword, Alfie? What's your favorite sword? That's for everyone in the chat, not just Alfie. What's your favorite sword? I know if Carl's out there, we're going to hear it. What sword do you like to use in your D&D camp? What weapon do you like to use in your D&D campaign? So many questions. Firing them all out at you. Alfie, I love the fact that you noticed the swords. So that lashing is done. Speaking of kids, how's Ben, Crazy Crafter? Ben is great. I let him stay up way too late over the weekend for 4th of July holiday. 3 hours past his bedtime. That didn't go well, so he's still kind of recovering and a little grump sauce. So we're trying to get him, like, the bed. If you mess up the routine, which I know all of you that have kids out there know all about, don't mess with the routine, and especially the sleep routine. I should know better, but I was like, it's the holiday. Yeah, but he's doing well, Zane. He's swimming today. He's got swim lessons today at summer camp. I'm missing him a lot because I'm working on the show, so I don't get to see him and hang out with him as much right now. So I'm missing him quite a bit right now, being away. It's kind of the blessing, but also a little bit of the curse, where when you're in the theater, you're rehearsing often at night. So bummed that I'm not getting to spend as much time with him, but enjoying the time when I can. Let's see. That styrofoam will make excellent ice cavern pieces. Dungeon Matron is saying, yeah, it will. It's definitely going to make some cool ice cavern pieces because this is where we are, ice cavern, in the ice cavern. But I'm going to hit it with light. So whatever light you put on a Dungeon Matron, if I hit it with blue light, it's going to have a really icy, cool, like cold effect to it. But if you hit it with a warmer light, it takes on stone or lava terrain, based on kind of like you're trying to create some like object source lighting from the reflection of ice or lava or just sun reflecting against the sand. So when I throw it on the table, I'm going to have some lighting set up. I'm going to take my LED lights here, boop, one here, one over here, and I'm going to create some source lighting for the paint to reflect off. It'd be cool. Lil Gwen, Crazy Crafter, you have the coolest job ever. I constantly have to remind myself that I do have the coolest job ever. I've been play fighting since I was a kid, and I've never stopped. Yeah. That's all actors really get to do anyway. There's more to it than that, obviously. There's always the business side of things, and it's more than just playing and all that good stuff. But I have to pinch myself every day, Lil Gwen. Truly a blessing to work in the theater. Yeah, it's one of the reasons why I created the live stream. Yeah, I created the live stream because I was missing this collaboration. I didn't have this collaboration or connection in over a year and a half of not having that, or if having it but only online in a virtual setting. It's very, very hard. But the live stream allowed me to delve into a little bit deeper and get better at the hobby that I really enjoy. I was into this before, really just started getting into it within the last couple years. So when the quarantine hit, I was like, well, I had a lot of time to get better and work on the craft. So all the hobbyists out there that were creating this content were something that was a lovely escape and a way to throw myself into the hobby. But again, creating this community and creating this collaborative effort, a live stream, right, is the closest thing I could get to replicating kind of the realm and world that I'm used to working in. And as a result, hi diddly dee, I really enjoy this. I'm enjoying this part. This is fun for me. I'm having a blast doing these streams with all of you. And it's connected. I like to think about that, right? Whenever you work with anyone, you forge these relationships and these connections over time. and your network and your community grows a little bit. And think of how expansive this crafting community is becoming because of this channel and because of all these connections that we have made. It's pretty cool. And that's only possible because of all of you guys out there. So I'm really, really enjoying that. I'm really enjoying connecting and meeting all these wonderful people that I would not have done so. And if we're going to look at silver linings, that wouldn't have happened if not for the pandemic. So there's definitely a positive out of all this last year and a half. Cool. Alfie is impressed. Impressed by the builds, or impressed by the swords? You want to hear something? Yeah, so we'll do a sound test. Okay, you ready? Here's how you can tell some of my favorite blades. Okay. All right. So, these blades are made and manufactured in here in the United States. All my blades are manufactured in the United States now. They used to make some really good blades in Germany, but listen to this. Sounds pretty good, right? Sound is important for stage. You want to have good swingage, right? I call this swingage. You want good swingage. The blades need to sound good. These are cut with a laser cut CNC machine from a manufacturer called Rogue Steel in Chicago, Illinois. They are amazing. They are the workhorse of the industry. They are fantastic. They sound great. They're lovely, amazing. Rogue Steel. Majority of my stuff comes from Rogue Steel. However, there's nothing that sounds quite like a Baltimore knife and sword blade. And Baltimore knife and sword blade is forged, right? While they're using a CNC machine to cut the metal, these are forged. And they're so heat treated, kind of the old fashioned way. Now they're still machined, and they're machined and forged with help. It's not just hammering, right? Old school tactics. They have some high tech stuff that helps them out, but you can see the difference in the artistry. I'll cut it back over here. Yeah. So this is a leaf blade. There's the BKS. Every armor has a stamp, right? BKS is right there. So here's this leaf blade. Here's the matching set with it. Come back to this. So you have the matching sword to go with this leaf blade, this kind of fantasy-esque looking sword. But here it is, ladies and gentlemen. So you heard the other one. Listen to the BKS blade and the way it sounds. Hand forged. I'm gonna do that one more time because it's sexy as hell. I'm gonna do it again because I love it. Nothing quite sounds like a BKS blade on stage. They're glorious. They're also a little bit more expensive. There's your tangent for the day. I think you should show us how to wield a sword in stream sometime. That requires a whole different setup. I need much more space on how to wield a sword. I want to be on the stream. Oh my god. Yes, swordplay stream. You guys are funny. With cosplay. Oh my gosh. That's such an awesome starting point for all this. Really love hearing how people have dealt with these interesting times. Yep, I agree, Logwin. It is a good starting point. Who knows what happens as a result of it, where this goes. I only have a pirate hat. Heck, I don't even have a metal sword because mine broke. Now I'm in the market. Oh, if you're looking for a good... It depends what you're looking for, Jack. Are you looking for something that, you know... What are you looking for? I can tell... You should message me. Message me and or email me. I'll help you find a sword. You have a Stagmore sword. I do have a Carrie Stagmore sword. I have lots of Carrie Stagmore swords. Jack knows. Carrie Stagmore is one of the owner and operators of Baltimore Knife and Sword. Mac ground that one for sure. you know your swords there, buddy. Ooh, love that resonance. Yeah, the resonance is cool, right? It makes a difference when you're creating sound, or it's part it's very important for me as a designer on a show. Like the sound is crucial. Yeah, and if you can get a space that can harbor larger weapons, and you've got some good steel on stage, whew, sounds good. So the coolest, what do you think? What do you all think is my favorite thing that I've ever flung on stage? I should just tell you. I don't have to make you guess. So I was in a production a couple years ago, 3 years ago, for Henry V, and I got to fight on stage. I had to use broadsword. We got to fight unarmed. We got to do all sorts of scrappy stuff. But my favorite thing that I got to wield was in the Battle of Agincourt, when we were fighting the French. I got to wield a giant fucking halberd polearm that was custom made by a local armorer named Spike Steingosser here in LA, who does a great aluminum work. But it was this ginormous polearm. How tall were these things? I want to say they were like, I don't know, they were fucking tall. 10 feet? 10 feet at least from pole to like at least. But I got to wield that on stage. We had 3 polearms going on stage. And the ending kill that I had, I was fighting with another good dear friend and colleague. We co-choreographers. We had 3 fight choreographers on the show. Never happened. It'll fucking never happen again on a show. And he's small. He's a smaller, very muscular, very fit guy, and he's a little bit shorter than me. I'm only 5'6". So the ending part, I skewer him with the spear at the end of the halberd, and I lifted him up onto the stage, and held him for a second, dropped him back down, and then ended. We put a back brace on him. We put a gaiter, called a gaiter. It protects the spine. Motorcyclists wear them, and I was able to bring the gaiter down, or the blade of the halberd. The ending kill for him was I chopped his just split his spine. Right, and I was able to stop the halberd and cleave him with the halberd. That was fun. I got to do that for about 4.5 months every day. That was fucking cool. No injuries, no major injuries. We had one, I think. We had one on that show, and I think that was just I can't remember how that happened. I think someone was just misstepped and was in the wrong place at the wrong time. But out of all those fights and everything for 4.5 months, we're truly closer to 6 because we had rehearsals leading up to it. That was awesome. That was good times. This has become a stream about halberds and all that stuff. Amy Root. What about Amy Root? Is Amy Root in the house? No. Amy Root. Amy. If the sword sounds good. What are you guys talking about, Amy? What would that come up? If the swords sound good, aren't you disappointed when your opponent dies because you want to listen to your sword longer? Oh, I like dying on stage, Dungeon Matron. You get, the sounds happen quick, right? 30 seconds of choreography is a long time, and a long time for a theatrical piece. So, I'm disappointed if I don't. I like dying on stage. It's a lot of fun. So that's where I like to do. And I like to hear the clash of the swords. The cool thing about it, though, Dungeon Matron, is you always get to come back and do it again. So the sword clanging happens. You get your fill. My sound effect Foley is fully satisfied by the end of a run. So question: just started a diorama, display board building end, and I went through 1.5 Agrax Earthshade on board. Is there a better way to paint the dirt with the base with a dry brush, than base wash with dry wash? I mean, P.S. the swords are awesome. Thanks, Tabletop Ready Minis. So, the question is, what display board, and I went through 1.5 Agrax Earthshade in the board. Yeah, make your own wash. There's actually a link. Tina, do you have that link? Or Michael, if you have it. Luke from Geek Gaming Scenics, his wash recipe where he makes Agrax Earthshade. It's from a couple years ago. Michael can find it if he's out there, and if not, I'll find it for you here in a second. but make your own. I really like washing the sand or those elements. It does add a lot of depth and texture to it. So make your own. I think using the matte medium varnish, right, or Pledge, the quickest and simplest way is from that Luke showed in the video, and I haven't tried it yet, but it looked awesome. Tina Martins just shared this with me yesterday. Luke took Pledge, which gives it a glossier look, so you have to be careful in that. Or you get your own matte medium, and you mix matte medium with some ink, and you mix the ink with some bottled water, and then that's what you do. But he, in the video, breaks down that consistency and the kind of the proportions of it, and it's really cool. I've got a homemade gray wash over here that I haven't used for that. I've also just used water, dish soap, and acrylic paint, and I've mixed the different consistencies of the paint. So like if I want a green wash, it's a little bit more green with some browns and earthiness in it. I think you should totally play around with experimenting and making your own washes. Tabletop Ready Minis. It'll look so good. There it is. Michael's got it up in the chat for you. So I hope that helps. But I would recommend making your own and then dry brushing it. It'll look the shiznit. So if you can see on here, this is a homemade wash. Yeah. This is a homemade wash. Dark wash. Yeah. Black wash that's on here, and then it, it's really comes through, and it looks pretty killer. Let me go over here, transition to this. But it turns out really good. Yeah. That's not mixed with the matte medium varnish or anything like that, though. That's just the water, a little bit of soap. It's kind of like Black Magic Crafts. It's Jeremy's wash recipe. That's what it is. There it goes. It's getting hot. It's getting hot in here. So transition out of this. We're going to give the camera a break for a second. We'll do this. I don't need it. I don't need it for the second. We'll let it rest. Rest, my camera. Rest. I need to get the GoPro out here. The GoPro won't die. It'll just overheat and try to kill itself. Oh. I mean, I could move. I see what I'm doing there. We're gonna not do that. Okay. And brilliant. Thank you, Collin and At One Videos. Yeah, you're welcome. Thanks for hanging out, Tabletop Ready Minis. You have to post pictures. We'd love to see the diorama. Oh, my favorite weapon was Amy, Zane Morgan Crafts. That is my favorite fight partner. Amy Root's my favorite fight partner. She's amazing. We're going to take a few minutes here. In a few minutes, we're going to head on over to the Crazy Crafter Discord, and we're going to take a look at some of your works in progress. So please post your stuff over in the Share Your Work section. Tabletop Ready Minis, if you haven't joined the Discord, but I'd love to see the diorama that you're working on. So get some pictures up there, and we'll head over that in a second. For now, I think I've got the lashings down for this really cool beam right here, and setting that up is going to be great on the table. What I'm going to do now, I'm turning off. I'm very proud of myself for remembering for right now. I know it'll take some time to heat back up if I need it. Oh, I am going to need it because I'm going to have to glue some stuff on here. But the next bit, we're going to remove that, and we're going to add this. It's time to fucking add some resin to these builds, and we're going to get some of these on here. I'm not done washing all of these bits, but earlier in the stream, I'd taken some bits and bobs here, and I was washing them, yeah? So this is just with the dark wash on them. I'm going to go back and add some Goldman Flesh and probably Goldman Flesh to add that rust color. It's going to look dope. But I'm going to take a couple of these bits, and I'm going to add them to my build here. Okay, so I'm trying to figure out where I should put a couple of these and what I should do with them. So I already know what I want to do with one of them. I know you can't see this very well right now. I'm trying to. This freaking thing is it's Tyrannosaurus size. This freaking terrain is massive. Okay, so I think what I'm gonna do. It's like so fucking awkward. But I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna take this grate, and I want to mount this grate. There's a gap here, so I'm gonna mount this here. So to do that, I need a little bit. I'm just tracing that outside. That's it. Okay. I'm gonna start there. Okay. Turn this on. So here it is. Like, I've turned this on, I've painted it, it's beautiful, right? Burn! Burn, beautiful terrain, burn. It's always good to start a little small, right? Because you can't undo anything you got. So I'm trying to start it a little bit smaller than I think I need, and then I can always widen it. I think I'm gonna have to widen it a little bit. Am I poking through? Okay. Let's try that. Never be afraid to burn your projects, darlings. Oh yeah, this is up a little higher. I see. I see what I did. I didn't biff it. But this one recesses back in a little bit. So I'm just going to use this to kind of cut it down. Section out these pieces so they're a little easier to deal with. Now I should be able to cut them up. Those are there. That's going to be there. Now, the only thing that, like, this stuff is black behind here, or it's white. So I kind of want to make that black so it disappears. But with that, I want to fit it just inside. Like, I want to fit it so it sits recessed and flush down in there. See how this side is still sticking up? So I just need to widen that backside. Oh my gosh, I'm bending my hot wire knife with all this stuff that I'm doing to it. Let's go a little wider. Let it heat up. And again, trying to do this as slowly and just like work incrementally. I'm working incrementally so I don't mess it up or decreases it a little bit. So there. Oh, it's so close, guys. It's so close. I gotta do a little more. is. Right? Look. Look at that shit. Yes. Oh, that is awesome. Okay. You can't see it. Let me turn this back on. You'll be able to see it when I turn that back on. You'll see here in a second. That comes back there. Let's go to the opening shot, actually. So you can see, once I glue that in there, that grate is now integrated directly into this area. And it actually has a little pass-through, so if you go through, can you get the grate open and get down in here and get a little break or I don't know. Like, this is all stuff that it will add to the gameplay experience. So, like, that's why I talked about the devil in the details and put it in kind of the stream title at the beginning, right? These little elements are going to help change and enhance every single portion of the game, and this make this piece that much more interactive for the players. Super cool, super cool. Okay, let me head back on over to this and glue it real quick. Okay. There's a lot to do, dude. As I'm doing this, I'm like, that's one piece. I haven't glued everything yet. You know what I mean? Like, I've got a lot of work to do. I've got a lot of work to do in the next few days here. It's gonna be wild. I posted on the Share Your Work. Awesome. Scratch Build Rooms posted on the model work in progress. That's great. Paint your terrain like one of your girls, Jack. Silly. I definitely will paint it black. So what I'm probably going to do here, that one, my dear friend, is add a little bit of Mod Podge back there. Yeah. And then just let it dry. I don't need to dry brush it, go back or anything. It's going to be behind some recessed. But a little bit of Mod Podge back there is going to go a long way. So check this out. A little bit of Mod Podge action. Oh, probably should use a little smaller brush so I don't get a bunch of it on the outside here. That's what I'm going to do. Yep. After I get this glued in there, we'll head on over to the Discord. We'll take a look at everyone's work. It's gonna be dope. Okay, I'm gonna transition. I'm gonna do this real quick because I want to get a better angle. I don't have a lot of time with it because this could burn out and die on me. The camera could cut out because it's still hot, but usually if you give it about a few minutes break, it goes another 10 or 15 minutes, so that should be good. It'll probably go out during the Share Your Work section. Okay. Now I know what you all are thinking, but Collin, how does that dry in time for you to hot glue it? Oh no. How on earth will you get that dry in time? It might warp the glue. Oh, hair dryer. Bam, 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 bam. Oh, that's hot. That's a bad idea. Thanks for coming in, Stefano. Thanks for coming in, buddy. Ooh, I cut this one area pretty thin. I cut it pretty thin, pretty close. pretty close. I cut it pretty close. What do I do with the grate? Okay. Okay. Let's go with. Come on, hot glue. What is up with you, hot glue? It's like too hot here, and it's like gunked up, and it's not. This is gonna fail, maybe. No, it's coming out. I'm gonna get it. I'm gonna get it. There. Hot. This is it. My fingers don't even like. I'm so used to burning them. It don't even matter. It doesn't even matter for me anymore. It doesn't even matter. Boom. Secured. Secured in there. That is secured. Sweet. So now that grate will be something players can interact with. That's so cool. I want to do one more before the end of the stream. I want to come back and like do one more bit. So where do I put this? I don't know. I need to. First off, let's cover up the frickin' Mod Podge Bressie. Let's get that out of the way. And then where do I put this? Where do I put this? I'm trying to think of. Fit? Like, I mean, just that right there. Look, having this sit right here on the piece, where it used to kind of connect up top here. Look at this. This is dope. Check this out. Having that piece connect right there. It's perfect. Perfect, I tell you. Freaking, let's glue it. Let's glue it, baby. Boom. That piece is there. Just playing. A little bit of Sudoku. Not Sudoku, but alright, so maybe I'm doing this before we go over to Discord. I'm having too much fun. We'll get to see everyone's work. This isn't going to take very long. That's going to be perfect. Because it doesn't have to recess in there entirely. Although, it will. Dude. That's going to recess perfectly in there. Alright. Well, back to the Mod Podge. A little bit of Mod Podge. Are the grates going to be used as secret passages? Ah, that's a good question, Dungeon Matron. I'm putting them on here, so if players want to try and do stuff, like this is a pretty small grate, right? I don't know if you can use this as an access pass, but the square one I put on there definitely has a pass-through to the backside there. So perhaps that's a way you can go about descending on the piece. I don't know. A lot of this, I'm putting it on here, and I want to leave it to our imagination and Richard's imagination, because Richard's going to look at this, and Richard has the ability to, on the fly, just like any DM, right, really come up with some... He's really good at letting the players come up with ideas and inspiration for how they're traversing certain situations that he puts them in. So I don't know what he's going to do. He certainly may. And I think they could be. I don't know if this one's big enough, right? We don't have any halflings on our team. I'm a dwarf. I might be able to fit through this, but probably not. I don't know. But is there something on the inside? Is it a heat exhaust fan? Like if you go near it and try to traverse over it, does it burst through with heat and you have to make a dexterity save so you don't get burned by the steam when it's being exhausted? I don't know. It's a good thing to... There's just other elements that can add in, I think, to the gameplay. So who knows? The answer is maybe. It is halfling rogue size, yep. It definitely is. Low temp, just saying. Suffer through my hairdryer ADR. It's only a quick second. There we go. Alright. Sorry, Cross. Sorry, everyone else who's like, damn you and your hairdryer. Sorry if it was too loud. I figured we could deal for a second. Just part of it. Oh god. Boom. Okay. Perfect. Got it. I got it for now. Let us pop up I typically use it here. That's what I do. And everything should be right there. Cool. We're going to head on over to the Discord. Oh, low temp glue gun. That's true. I do need to get a better glue gun. 1000%. Something with settings? Yes, please. Okay. All right. Let's take a look at the Crazy Crafter Discord. We'll check it out. This is made a kit bash for the Nurgle army. Ooh, this is what Stefano was talking about for his latest. Oh, does it play? Oh, that's cool. Oh, let's do this. Can we flash forward in here and take a look at it for a second? Look at that. Can see what he's making it. Where it's a little sneak peek where we can just dive in through it. Oh, this looks cool. It looks like he sculpted a bunch of stuff on this too. I'm just jumping through it here. I love the colors he's gonna put on here. This is gonna be cool. Definitely make sure you guys check out Stefano's latest Nurgle kit bash. I like kit bashing. Kit bashing's fun. That's super cool. Well done. Well done, Stefano. Most excellent. Zane from Zane Morgan Crafts has been a busy little blender bee, as he usually is. Holy shnikes. This is looking great, Zane. If you guys haven't seen his tower build, he's been posting and sitting update pictures here. Scroll back up and further in the history. You can check out some really cool progress on this tower that he's making. This is good. These are multiple levels. A playable tower is what Zane's been working on. It's pretty cool. Look at this. Look at these windows. See? Ah, so cool. One looks painted up and ready to go there, Zane. The others just come off the build plate and cleaned, it looks like. I know that folk art parchment color anywhere. Right here. That's what this is. That's what I used to dry brush on my stonework. I love it. Blender bee. You like that? I just made that one up. Oh, that's the years of improvisation at hand. Blender bee! Tabletop ready minis. Not finished, but a display board and models going on it. No models going in it. I know not scratch build runes, but oh, it's alright. It doesn't matter. Scratch build doesn't matter. This is looking cool. I love that. That's looking good, tabletop ready minis. Well done. This is cool. That baseboard and everything you're looking through. I know it's a pain in the ass and like you put wash down on it, but it looks good. Liquid talent on your board, it ain't gonna hurt it. Oh yeah, look at this. This is looking cool. Wow, that's gonna be fun to paint up. Oh, sorry, folk art camel linen plus vintage white. Gotcha. It's very similar to parchment. Yeah. Parchment color. This is looking great, tabletop ready minis. Oh, and it freaking lights up. So cool. Oh, shiznit. Look at that. One more time. Ah. Incorporating lights, the more elements you can create into your piece, the better. It's absolutely killer. Ooh, yes. Look at that tabletop ready minis. That is absolute. Oh, what a stellar paint job on that mini. Is this a Nurgle? I don't know what this is. What is this? This looks absolutely. I love this mini. This reverse grip, big ol' freaking offhand weapon. So cool. The sword. Oh, what a great mini. Turn off the time Steam. Release the correct valve combination. Yeah, you're right, Dungeon Matron. That would be cool for the vertical terrain here. Don't give Richard any ideas. He'll do it. He'll do it. Spectacular work, tabletop ready minis. So good. So good. Let's go back up here. Give a little bit of love. Rock out with that. Work in progress game board for the castle, but also a few other things, says Tina Martins. Oh yes, I see it. Little game board. It's looking good. Like the wine box back here is holding crafting sticks. It's great. Absolutely killer. Great unclean one, and thanks for all the praise, everyone. Oh yeah, well earned. Tina, this is looking great. Love the stacked fur. Is this cardboard? Did you use cardboard, or are you cutting up foam for those bits there? Tower over here looks good. Tina Martin. how many things are you working? Like, how many projects are you working on right now, Tina? I want to know. Oh, I like this vertical terrain. Yes, build vertically. Give it more vertical terrain, people. It's gonna change your world. It's gonna rock your world. Oh my goodness! Look at this thingy. This is the tower that Zane's working on. Foam. Good. How many projects are you working on simultaneously? Can't wait to see the finished, Tina. Thank you. Yeah, it looks good, huh? She's a good crafter. Zane, this is looking killer. Love all these resin prints and designs that you're incorporating. Love the corner pieces here. And again, past stuff. This railing you've done up. So cool. So cool. Well done. Anything in the tips and tricks? Ooh, this is one of my first projects. Dice tower. Oh, that's great, Tina. Look at that. What a great looking dice tower. Love that. Oh. Not Tina's piece. But yeah, the texture on that Lex, that's a cool bridge. Where's that one from, Tina? Oh, is it from Chimera Wargaming? Or no, it's just one that he showed. He built one recently on his channel. It's really cool too. Something like this from the Rocks talking about Nat 1 videos how to carve dwarven pillars. Yes. Oh, and then Carl's that we built, I think, on the very first time you were on the stream. Is that accurate? Or did you build that? No, you built that inspired by Nat 1 videos. Super cool. I remember that. Holy shit, that was almost a year ago. Yeah, this is one of Carl's builds. Love this tower build. This is a really cool. I want to build like a castle set series like this. This is really cool. He's got a tutorial on it on his channel too, I believe, for it, right? Oh yeah, this paint job. Dude, we're just like trip down memory lane right now. One of Carl's one of the first videos I saw of Carl's. These right here. This paint job. I love his paint job. All the rust and stuff. Epic. Zane's first builds. You guys going down like kind of your first builds, huh? Favorite houses? Dude, Zane, unstoppable. This is still probably one of my favorite things you've ever built. Although that bridge is high up there. This fountain's good too, but that bridge is epic. Dude, everyone is bright. Look at Zane. Insanity. Yeah. You guys are a constant source of inspiration, and you guys are absolutely killing it. Absolutely slaying it in your work. You guys are fantastic. Excellent work as always. Well done. Thank you for sharing all that. I'm again blown away constantly by all the work that you guys are putting forth out there. This has been a great stream. Everything from a little bit of swordplay, right? A little bit of swordplay, a little bit of conversationing about different blades in the stage combat realm. Got to see some of your work. I didn't see any other lines out there that people are trying to stump me. Maybe another day we can try to stump me. It's always a fun game. If you can come in, you can try to stump me on some movie quotes, right? Famous movie quotes. See if I can guess them. That quest will be never ending, as is our quest here on the Crazy Crafter to continue building this amazing community of the foam family, to continue connecting all of you out there with some amazing creators, both in the social media world, but also just around in the hobby. This has been another great stream. Thank you for tuning in. I'll be back on Friday when I'm hopefully will have everything finished vertical terrain wise. I probably won't. It'll be close. My goal is to kind of like do a showcase and have a setup of the whole pieces so you can see what they look like before they go in game. That's kind of my goal. So I gotta have, I know I'm gonna have to have some late nights and some long crafting sessions here in the daytime in order to make that happen, but I think anything's possible. So I'm gonna continue working, and I will see you all on Friday for another stream here and a crafting with Collin session. Thank you all for tuning in. If you have not done so, please be sure to subscribe to the Crazy Crafter channel. Follow me on Instagram as well. I just hit 300 followers there. That's pretty cool. And if you want to support the channel other ways, you can always click the link to buy me a coffee. You can support the channel that way for now. All those little donations help to increasing the channel. And I will see you all over in the pickle jar here. That's where I'm going to head. If you're over there, I'm going to hang out there and craft for a little bit. Until then, everyone, be sure to craft your passion daily. And I will see you all on Friday. Cheers. Much love, foam family. Mwah! Be well. Stay safe. Mod Podge, a little bit of Mod Podge.